Now, when we look at India, of course, there are multiple things. We are first in many. We are first democracy, second largest workforce, third largest economy in pay parity. Of course, we are seventh when we look at the normal economic GDP, and growing at 7.5% now. The target is that in next decade or so, we should be growing at 9 to 10%. And that is where the importance of industrial corridor comes in. We are not looking at these investment regions or these cities only as industrial manufacturing hubs, but we are also looking that these cities should become the model for the rest of India to follow, the urbanization practices, the models which can make a city livable, make a city sustainable. I think that is what, when we keep adding, in fact, we will be doubling our urbanization by 2030 when we have 600 million people living in the cities. But when we look at the way India is growing, of course, there was a small concern about manufacturing sector's performance in last couple of quarters. But when we look at FDI, I think we are the fastest growing nation. FDI is growing by about 48%. And the latest result which have come only last week, the Indian state of Gujarat has overtaken the world in terms of maximum FDI. I think we have surpassed China. So that is one part of the story. There are a lot of advantages. We are looking at, of course, the demand itself is so big. There is a huge market. Investment is coming into the country. There are a lot of opportunities. The reforms, the way it is moving, we have brought in a lot many sectors in direct investment. We are looking at a lot more incentives. The government is proactive. You look at the reforms, the way it's happening. You look at our instruments in terms of PPP document, in terms of concession agreements. I think we have a robust legal framework in place. And your money, once you invest in India, you have alternate mechanisms to ensure that your money is not lost. There is a fair legal system which works in India, and the evidence of that is that when government contests these cases, I think in 90% cases, government is losing. So that shows that judiciary is fair, impartial, and they take action. Now, these are some of the things which I have just spoken about. Policy support, innovation. Yes, that is one sector where we are looking at. We are looking at new and innovative technologies in almost every field of life. I was working in transport sector. I was just discussing with Mr. Stephen and on Scania and the Volvo. When it came to look at new and innovative solutions in transport, we came out with a lot of new things. We are moving into the better and higher low emission norm vehicles. We are looking at Euro 5 by 2017. In fact, the mandate was that we should do it in 2018, but by 2017, we have Euro 5, and 2020 is for Euro 6. We are looking at alternate fuel solutions. We are looking at highways. We have moved into a lot more new technologies. We are looking at new and innovative business models. We have started with hybrid NVT model in highway, which is again a success. These are some of the new initiatives and missions of the government. Since I'm also representing DIPP, so a few slides on this, I hope you will bear with me. Digital India, of course, will be talked about. Smart city, we have spoken in the morning. A startup. We are going to unleash that entrepreneurial ability. You know, each one of us, every person, every student, each one of them have that entrepreneurial capability. The only thing is we need to unleash it. Now, Government of India has come out with a specific policy and incentive mechanism whereby you don't have to file your taxes. You have been given tax exemption for 5 years. You don't even need environment clearances up to an investment of some limit which has been fixed. I think it's 10 or 15 crore. Make in India, of course, is one of the biggest brands probably in the world today. Skill India, we'll be talking about it. In my DMIC corridor itself, we have done a detailed skill need assessment, and we'll be needing 4.5 million people skilled manpower for managing these cities and the manufacturing that will come in here. We are looking at smart cities where we should be able to have the fourth generation industrial development. I think IoT is an integral part of all activities which we'll be developing in the smart cities. And to cater to all these challenges, to ensure that we develop in a sustainable manner, this DMIC corridor will actually be one of the projects which has taken off. Just at a glance, when we look at It was a $90 billion project when we started. Now it is $110 billion because a lot more activities have been added into it. In a nutshell, you look at, we are going to build 24 investment smart manufacturing regions, 8 smart cities, 2 international airports. For one of that will be going on RFP by October this year. 5 power projects, these are gas-based power projects. We are ready with a PPP partner. We'll be moving soon. 2 MRTS projects, which are 110 kilometers long, mass rapid transit. These are all $3 to $3.5 billion projects. We have tied up the funds for these 2 projects. 2 logistics hubs will come in phase 1. And of course, it has a lot more residential, commercial, and all other activity. Now, when we talk about how we have developed sustainable city model, we have learned from Sweden, we have learned from some of the best countries who have moved into a sustainable development planning. We did the perspective plan for the complete DMIC region, that's the 1,504 kilometer, and we have an influence area of 150 to 200 kilometer. When we talk about 1,500 kilometer, this is a dedicated freight corridor which is being developed, and we have 150 kilometers on each side of that. We'll be putting up these smart cities with excellent connectivity, multimodal connectivity. We have identified the suitable sites in consultation with the state governments, and these are the sites which are being developed. Done a concept master plan and a detailed development plan for each one of these identified cities. Feasibility studies have been done for all early bird projects. When I talk about airport, when I talk about MRTS, when I talk about the multimodal logistic hub, these are power projects. These are all early bird projects which we'll be implementing and commissioned by 2019. We have done, this is something very unique, we have not only done a physical planning, physical master planning of these cities, of these regions, we have done a detailed ICT plan which has been layered on top of the physical plan. So every inch of land which we have in our cities will have digital connectivity through a proper fiber optic connectivity. So this is something which is very unique, and that is where we'll be able to connect each and every activity of the city with command and control and the ICT-enabled facilities. We have got, very important, when we talk about smart manufacturing, any investor, when he wants to come and put up his facility in India, the general complaint has always been that you only offer him a piece of land, and then he has to go for his water connection, his power connection, his environment clearances, his all sorts of municipal clearances and all. Here we have got environment clearances for all the 8 cities which I am building in phase 1. We don't have to do anything. You have to need to get only one clearance, that is industry-specific pollution control board certificate, because that depends on how much effluent will be discharged by a specific industry or a specific project. This is what we have done. Trunk infrastructure package, this is something which we are laying in advance. All 8 utilities will go underground. They will be all below the road, and the work has started in 4 of these cities. We have a strong, robust regulatory and institutional framework. When I talk about institution, all these cities which we are building, they are special purpose vehicles. They are SPVs where Government of India holds 50%, that is DMIC, I hold 50%, and 50% equity is held by the state government. The land is given by the state government. The land is free from all litigations. You don't have to look at anything. And the institutional framework is so strong that this SPV has been empowered with the power of land planning, land development, and all municipal functions. So you don't have to go to any municipality to get any connection or any clearances. This SPV has been empowered to give all clearances in these cities. Now, these are the unique features which I want to highlight. So what you need to do is, yes, you come with money, you come with technology. And we give you a plug-and-play infrastructure. You start within 18 months, I think, depending on the size of the industry, you will have your manufacturing plant up and running. This is the thing which we have done. Now, these are the 8 phase 1 infrastructure projects which we have taken. They include 6 states. I don't have to go in detail. I was talking about smart planning, smart technology, smart implementation, smart management, and smart governance. Now, if you look at the master planning, this has been done by some of the best in the world. The size of each of our investment region is 84 square kilometers. So the biggest one is 920 square kilometers, almost 1.5 the size of Singapore, which we are going to develop by 2030. Phase 1 is 2023, where we'll be developing 1/3 of that 920 square kilometer. So this is the size of the city. Of course, key sustainable concept, I don't have to tell my Swedish friend, I think we are learning from you, but this is something which we have included. I was talking about how cities should be made smart. There has to be minimum commuting needs for the workforce. You have to integrate the land use in such a manner that it has to be a mixed land use. Promote pedestrian and the walkways. Use public transport if needed. We are going for a polycentric structure. So CBD, you know, so you don't have to travel long distance, and a strong MRT. All smart cities, ICT is an integral part. I have talked about it. Each activity of the city, whether it is a physical activity in terms of transport, water, utilities, even the soft activities of health, education, citizen services, safety, police, traffic, everything will be monitored by a central command and control center. This is the ITC backbone which we will be having. The complete ICT backbone. You look at each of the facilities which a city needs and has an ICT backbone. Now, I'll just talk in brief about 4 cities where work has started. I think that is something which you will be interested. We'll be building up this 920 square kilometer, out of which 220 square kilometer is CRZ. We have something called coastal zone. And coastal zone, we cannot build any structure, but that is being used for putting up one of the largest solar facility in India. We'll be having 22,000 hectares of land which will be available for putting up solar facility. You can put up at least 22,000 square kilometer, 22,000 hectares make about 50,000 acres. So you can put up a 10,000 megawatt solar facility. This is something which we can look at our Swedish friend to work on. This is the size. As I said, we have about 330 odd square kilometer, and 580 will be the actual work which will start functioning. The phase 1 of the work will be 153 square kilometer. The work has already begun in phase 1 of that. That is 22.5 square kilometer of city. The construction has begun. This is the detailed land use plan. We have put this land use plan on the website. If sitting here in Stockholm, if you want to click in any of this map, it's a GPS-driven map, Google map. You click on any plot of land, and it will tell you in detail what is the size of that plot, what is the type of industry you can put up, or type of hospital or educational institution activity you want to put up, what is the FAR allowed for you to build in this, what are the type of concessions and other facilities that is available if you build on this land. All these details are now available on the website. So this is, since we are building smart manufacturing cities, 60% of the land has been earmarked for industrial purpose, and remaining is for other activities. Each of these cities, we have the complete activation, complete road and grounded services work has started. WTPA, in fact, we'll be talking in the afternoon in the round table. We are looking at good companies who can come with good water technologies. But as far as this place is concerned, we have already floated an RFP for WTP. It's available on the website. I would request my Swedish friends to have a look at that. And if you can come, I think that will be great. And then, of course, the power transmission line. The water facilities, in each of these things, we have a 2 level of assurances. When we talk about water, we have 2 sources of water to ensure that the city doesn't get dried up. We provide water 24/7. Same thing is happening with the power. While we are, all these SPVs, I just want to tell you, all these companies in these city governments, they have also been empowered with a DISCOM facility. So they'll become the distribution companies by themselves. So if I'm not getting power from the grid, I can as well buy it from somewhere and supply you the power. So that is a lot of planning has gone into this. So I just want to emphasize that yes, if you want to live in India and feel like living in Stockholm, I think these are the cities you should come and stay. And these are the connectivity projects. Each of these cities will be connected with high speed. I'll move fast. Each of these cities have been connected with a high-speed train, high-speed expressway, international airport. As I said, by October, we'll have this on the PPP mode and all the connectivity which we have done. This is something which I have spoken about. These are some of the industries. We are looking at non-polluting industries in each of the, that is, we are not going for chemical and the red category industries, but all other categories of industries can come in there. Defense and MRO I am talking about because Gujarat offers you the huge parcels of land. You want 500 acres, I can give you. You want 1,000 acres, we can give you. So you can look at any of these industries, and I'm sure Swedish are very strong in these sectors, so they can come in. Work has already started. International airport I have talked about. We are just floating the RFP in next week. This is another project coming up in Maharashtra, very close to Aurangabad. The best connectivity, Aurangabad airport is 7 kilometers away. The railway line is just abetting this. We are going for a dry port, 30 kilometers from this site. So you can take your consignment to the port without any difficulties. And these are the national highways. There again, the work has started. We have 2 more cities very close to Delhi, Greater Noida. There again, the work has started. We are looking at high-tech industries in this part of the city, in this part of India. And the last city which has come up is in Madhya Pradesh, between Indore and Ujjain, which Indore is again already an industrial city. And again, we are looking at high-tech industries there as well. Work has started there also. And then in Haryana, which is very close to Delhi, we are putting up a global city project. The master plan will be ready by December. We will be looking at people who can come and set up facilities there. Another airport coming up in Bhiwadi near Alwar. We'll do it in December, we'll have the DPR. This is one of the largest international exhibition cum convention center in Asia. 11 million square meter space. We have cabinet clearance has come. We should be up and floating our RFP by the end of this year. This is in a nutshell about, this is what we'll be building. So this is in a nutshell about what we are doing. We have 5 other industrial corridors. I'm looking after that also. They are all in conceptual stages, but each of these places we are looking at, we were talking about water technology, we were talking about smart grid solutions, while in DMIC, in 3 states, we are closely working with Japanese companies on smart grid solutions. In Bangalore, Mumbai, in Amritsar, Kolkata, I think we'll be looking at smart grid solutions. We will be willing to partner with our Swedish friends, both in water technology, solid waste management technology, as well as in smart grid solutions. Opportunities are immense. I don't have to tell you. There is a lot on offer, whether you are an investor, come with money, you are a developer, you are an infrastructure provider, PPP partner, any activity you want, I think we have something for each one of you. Come be my partner. I am sure you will not be disappointed. Thank you.